Hi, Steve Axtell here. I'm with Steve Petra at the Ventriloquist Convention in Kentucky, and it's great having you here, man.
It's great to be here.
Thank you.
It's a place to be.
So how many years have you been a ventriloquist?
I've been doing vent for, I think, 15 years.
15 years, okay.
Before that, puppeteer. Before
Yes.
that, musician.
Now, we have done another interview.
Yes.
So you should definitely check out the other one on YouTube. There's a series of videos that we did in an interview in my at the studio at Axtell Expressions. This is called Magic Moments, and what I'm doing is exploring the way people bring puppets to life. So you've done this for about 15 years, bringing puppets to life?
Well, I've been bringing puppets to life longer, but as a vent.
As a vent, okay.
For 15 years, yeah.
So even longer. So the expectations mount.
Okay. How do we ratchet that back?
Yeah. So do you have a specialty in your area of ventriloquism?
I don't think I can't identify myself a specialty. I try to meet an expectation for subject matter that I have to cover. I do educational programs, so
Okay.
that's always, my attention is always directed towards
Okay, so that's your niche
fulfilling that.
right now?
That's my niche.
Okay. Are you expanding into other areas, or?
I'm trying to expand within that area so that instead of just working in a small area where I have for the last 12 years, I'm going to be doing more road work.
Oh.
I'm going to be working hopefully with an agent. I'm going to be booking one of my most popular shows, It's Alive, How Our Organs Work, in different parts of the country, and then traveling to bring that to new audiences.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So now for other ventriloquists that are going to be using an agent or that type of a non-performing professional,
Yes.
what would you recommend to them to find someone that would be a fit?
Well, I'm at the beginning stages of doing it,
Okay.
and so I've gotten through step 3 in my own categorization.
Oh.
And
What are the steps?
I had to. It was a personal feeling about the person, and then investigate that, see if it's valid,
Okay.
and then test to see if they get me.
They understand
If
you.
they
and-
understand, there's something unique about what people who are successful do.
Sure.
There's something unique about what I do.
Yeah,
Does this person get it so they can
Exactly.
sell it? and
If they
believe
don't
it?
get you, they can't sell you.
Right, and they have to believe
Yeah,
in it. So
right.
part of getting it is not just comprehension. It's can they relay, can they communicate the excitement about it
Excellent.
to a customer or
Right.
to a school district, to an entity that would really value from presentation.
Would you say there are any mistakes that you've made in your years that you could pass on to another ventriloquist? Don't make this mistake.
Yeah, I've made mistakes, and I have to think about my mistakes now. Okay.
You've been trying to forget them for years.
Well, there are certain technical things that stick in my head. There are discoveries about vent, and we all, lip control is always, it shouldn't be the goal. It should be the accomplishment before you go onto stage. But reality being what it is, it's a constant work in progress. You can't stop giving attention to it. But one thing I've discovered is when most of us walk on stage, our volume ratchets up, our voice volume of our speaking voice when we're just relating to the audience before we even pick up a character. And in doing that, you're now putting all your ventriloquial practice at a disadvantage because you haven't practiced that way.
Ah,
And the first thing that I've noticed that happens is when you try to match that new volume with your character, the first thing that goes out the window is part of your lip control.
absolutely.
So it's important to either discipline yourself not to raise your voice or be prepared to practice that way, so there's a uniformity between your practicing and your performance.
Excellent. That's good stuff. Very good tip. Now it's time for the magic moment.
The magic moment.
The magic moment, the moment a puppet comes to life. So I'm going to grab one of the puppets here at random.
Grab a puppet.
And let's see what you do to explore it. I'm going to go with this guy. So you put it on your right hand, you're a righty,
Actually, no, I'm left-handed.
and you're left-handed. Isn't that interesting?
But
So you're putting it on your non-dominant hand, but it's
I-
your puppet hand.
It is my puppet hand.
Okay,
I
is it
do-
your dominant puppet hand, typically?
Yes, I don't know why that
Ah.
is.
But yet you write and everything?
I
with
write,
your
I
left-
play guitar left-handed.
Wow.
But when I puppeteer, it's always been my dominant hand. As a puppeteer working over my head for years, left hand was for working rods.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, and one other thing, I do try to use my other hand at some point
Sure.
in every show. Not in every show, but most shows.
Yeah, you have a
Creates
unique treatment to the stage. You really use the whole stage. And you're going to be putting on a DVD series. We'll
Yes.
talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Let's explore the magic moment.
Hey, I just noticed something.
What?
I've got a big mouth!
Yes, you do have a big mouth.
Look,
That's big.
let me see yours. No.
No.
Try it again.
Wow, you beat me every time. So he has a low voice. How did you come with
Well,
that?
We had partially discussed this. When I put a puppet on, I have what I call my Frank Oz time spent in the mirror, looking at what the physicality of the puppet is, how it reads to an audience. And first thing about this puppet is that it's got a big mouth, and I will always want to exploit
Okay.
the most
Yeah.
dominant physical characteristic. That's my first, how can I exploit this and work it into the characterization, or just make it a gimmick,
Right.
even.
Right. It's really great the way you keep him alive as you're talking to me.
Well, he's on Audible
That's it.
Live now.
He's on Audible Live,
Yes,
yeah.
I purchased that with my arm. This is an Axtell arm underneath here. That's why I'm working with my undominant hand.
There you go. Yeah, no, it's really fascinating to see the character come to life on different people too, and the way that they interpret the character. And so you look at the character, he's got goofy eyes, he's got a big mouth. The way he's moving, you're exploring that with your hand. I notice as you're turning his
Now,
head.
one thing, he does have goofy eyes, but I'm not thinking of him goofy.
Okay.
He's sort of the alpha guy. He can be the alpha guy instead of the goofy guy.
There you go. Yeah.
To me, the eye focus is, there's an ambiguity to it. It doesn't have to be,
Right. Right.
cross-eyed and hitting the head with a baseball bat type of thing.
Yes.
To me, he can have a focused intelligence with that. It's not quite. When you look, do you see what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Or am I dreaming?
And depending on how we put those on at the studio, there is a little difference.
Right,
That's
there
very
is
subtle.
very-
When it gets down to the pupils, it's very
Yes,
subtle.
there is, and I always notice like the picture, and if it doesn't exactly like the picture, well, that's not what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But then I always, this is what I have. I'm in the mirror. What's going to work
Yeah.
with what the audience sees?
Exactly.
And that's always what we're. Something that you mentioned is that I try to use different parts of the stage. My background is a puppeteer, so I was trained in puppet theater, and elements of theater are really important in presenting characterization and moving a story, a narrative in front of an audience, so that they're increasingly involved as you move through your narrative.
Are you listening to this?
I've got a big mouth.
He's got no ears whatsoever, but he's got
He's
a
got
big
no
mouth.
ears. Oh, that's fascinating. So if somebody wants to follow you, you've got videos on YouTube. What's your YouTube channel?
You can just put Steve Petra and you'll get all my videos.
Okay,
My
Steve
channel
Petra.
name is Fractionstein, which
Okay.
nobody remembers, but that's
Sure.
where all the videos got loaded. Educational stuff is I'm gonna be having a Let's Get Visual, which will have clips from the upcoming instructional videos.
Excellent, excellent. You're featuring a lot of my puppets in those as well.
I am featuring a lot of your puppets, and it's not primarily for vets.
Right.
It's for people who want to use puppets.
So magicians,
Effective
entertainers,
magicians, any
comedians.
type of children's, family entertainers.
Excellent.
And really just expand their vision and let them plug into some of the ideas that I've been able to explore.
Excellent.
exploit.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Magic moments.